Hello friend, today I'm going to share something I avoided forever and now I can't live without, the Kindle Paperwhite.
And I'm going to share about whimsical artificial intelligence. Let's get to it.
I'm going to be talking about a gadget as well. This gadget is the newest Kindle Paperwhite. It has got a 6.8-inch display and an adjustable warm light. And you can see it here on YouTube, but I'll try to describe it. I mean, I think everybody pretty much knows what a Kindle is at this point. I'm actually very reluctant to get one. I never thought I wanted one. I had an iPad and again, it was kind of like, I already have something that works. I can read books from my iPad, and so this was just one more gadget that I didn't want to spend money on. They also didn't quite look or do the things that I wanted. I didn't want to have just a one-use item. This is all it does is read books. There's this thing, I couldn't justify it, but I was wrong. I was totally wrong. So I finally got a Kindle. I love it so much. It's super lightweight, so it's way lighter and smaller than my iPad. And I just have a standard iPad, the standard size, not the Pro, not the huge one, but this one's smaller than that, but bigger than my phone, because I thought also that I would read more on my phone. I don't like it. It's really hard to describe, but the feel of it has this like kind of grippy feeling. So just like, a book has a better feeling than a digital item, a Kindle has a better feeling than an iPad, and your phone, it's not glossy, it doesn't, I don't know, there's just something about it. It has an incredible battery life. This thing is at 83%. I think the last time I charged it was like 2 weeks ago. Like, it is wild, so you definitely can't do that with a phone or an iPad. And the fact that it does one thing is actually great because I'm not distracted. I can't check my email. I can only read. And really the game changer for me was that warm hue light. So I read it before going to bed. I turn it so it gets rid of the blue light. It just has that warm, more orange and yellow light. So it's supposed to be better for your sleep, but also it's easier on your eyes. It does have that also, the cool factor. I mean, let's admit it, sometimes it's cool to be in the Kindle Club or, and I think it will help you read more because when you have something that you really, really love and enjoy, you'll use it more. And I'm sold, finally, on the Kindle.
I want to hold it.
Yeah, hold it.
It's adorable.
It is.
And so do you feel like this size is good? It's about the size of a paperback.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, that's a really good call. A paperback, maybe an iPad mini, which I never thought I would want because I do like an iPad for other situations. So now I have that for, other things, surfing, websites, recipes. I will look at my books if I'm cooking in the kitchen because it's a little bit bigger display for that.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it's about the size of a paperback. This is one of the bigger ones, I think, for Kindle, I believe. There's so many different variations now. I had a smaller one, actually, and I bought it kind of on accident because I thought it had the warm light, but that is an upgrade that you have to pay for.
Oh, gotcha.
And so now this one, the warm light was a game changer for me. So now that's kind of my, I either could give it to somebody, but I decided it's my kind of work and travel Kindle. So, because it was also cheaper. So anyway, I would go though, if you want that warm light, go with this Paperwhite. It's $150, I think, not too bad. But yeah, like I said, I'm sold. And I resisted for as long as they've been out, 8 years or something?
Wow.
A long time, I don't know. As long as this is my first Kindle, well now second, but I got them both in the same year. So I resisted for a long time, and then I was like, it's another one of those things, I got it, and I was like, oh yeah, no wonder everybody loves it.
Yes.
It's cool.
And that is an investment, but if it gets you to read more,
exactly,
that's worth it.
Yeah. And like I said, on battery and lightness, I have fallen asleep with my iPad, and then it clunked me in the head, and that'll wake you up pretty quick.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's not funny when it happens, but it's hilarious right now.
Yes.
But, I've never clunked my head on the thing. I don't know why it's lighter or I can just flick it onto the bed or whatever, but yeah, it's great.
I'm trying to think if I've ever seen a Kindle, like in real life.
Oh, wow.
So that might be the first time.
Well, cool. You might have to ask Santa for next year.
I don't know.
Treat yourself someday.
Yeah, right.
Because I resisted for so long, and now I'm totally hooked. I'm like, oh, I totally get it now.
Yeah. Nice, thank you.
You're welcome.
And thanks for showing it for me that's here and anyone who's watching on YouTube. So, appreciate it.
Welcome.
My cool sheet is a website, and this is called InspiroBot.me. As soon as you go in, you'll get this introduction from InspiroBot. I am an artificial intelligence dedicated to generating unlimited amounts of unique inspirational quotes for endless enrichment of pointless human existence. Unquote. And then the fun begins. Although I would argue that the fun already began with that quote. This is pure whimsy. All right, you know those inspirational posters where it says something like, it has a word like perseverance, and then it has some powerful photo of a jet taking off or a baby sea turtle making its way to the ocean for safety or something like that. And I've also seen posters that make fun of those. And I would say this is definitely leaning towards the making fun of those. This is a combination of those two. And what it does is with randomly selected phrases that are put together in random order and then combined randomly with images, you get the essence of InspiroBot.me. So just now, just before I came here to record this, I pulled up a few and sometimes they don't make sense and sometimes they aren't that positive and sometimes they are just a little bit confusing. But here's an example one I thought, okay, I'm gonna pull this one up and whatever it says, this is the one I'm going to talk about on 10 Bestest. So this one said, these days people say, I don't know who I am, in the same breath that they say, I like you. That's what it says. And then there was an image with it that was of I think it was someone like scrolling through their phone or something like that. So you can also go into something called mindfulness mode. This guides you to turn on your speakers and press start. And it tells you that it will then artificially, intelligently generate infinite amounts of fullness for your empty human mind. And note that fullness is spelled wrong on there. And this is so great. It sounds like it's real, and that it's something you would expect at a mindfulness or yoga retreat. And the words in themselves seem in alignment with that. But then if you really listen, there's something not quite right about it. This whole thing it's so amusing and fun. And I've had fun with the people who told me about it and just watching it. InspiroBot.me.
Oh, yes, and I was one of the first ones to tell you about this because it was a form of cool
Oh, no!
And yes, I have had countless laugh out loud, and I've kind of forgot about it, so I'm glad you brought it up again. And you obviously forgot about
totally
it.
Forgot.
Even though I sent you tons. There was a moment in my life where I was just sending you so many because it's so wacky. The ones that don't make sense and are borderline inappropriate, or not borderline, very inappropriate.
Some are.
Make me laugh so loud. Oh my god.
This totally makes sense because it is something you totally would find and you would totally make a cool sheet. And now that you say that, I'm I remember. I actually do remember. But this happens. It's happened, at this point, it's a handful of times, maybe 7 times we have repeated them. So here we go, one more time.
So, it's good though when we have both discovered it at separate occasions and vaulted it to the Herald Cool Sheet status.
Yeah.
So, I agree 100%. In fact, I'll let you know which one I talked about on which episode, and you can go listen to that, and we compare notes. But all of those things I do love.
Excellent.
I'm gonna have to check it out again because it's so much fun.
It is.
And don't forget, you could go in our show notes and check it out for yourself at 10bestest.com/thewire. That's 10bestest.com/thewire. All one word, all lowercase. Thank you for joining us, friend. I'm Brian Hart.
I'm Karen McFarland Holman.
And let us know in the comments, what are you reading right now?
And let us know, what do you think of those inspirational posters?
If you're enjoying the show, give us a like and share with a friend.
Stay tuned next week for another great series of shows.
And don't forget to stay curious.